Welcome to Mr. Moon has left the building with me, Sam Palmer. Hope you are well. We are back. It is Monday. Obviously, we just had the weekend of hell with the Premier League season that started. We've had Karen Brady on the radio yesterday telling us what a great person Graham Potter is. And I think this is a bit of a reflective video, to be honest with you. I think we're all down in the dumps, to be honest with you. But obviously, none of us want to feel like this. I've got to be honest with you. Like, the club doesn't look good. I saw yesterday that I hope it's not, but the phantom bids for players have started. Obviously, Santos from Chelsea, we were told yesterday that it was 45 million bid rejected from Chelsea, which there's all different questions with that bid. It's come out of nowhere, and you go, oh, wow, we've put a bid in. Chelsea have told us that under no uncertain terms, apparently, he's not for sale. So what's the point in even bidding for him? Is it a phantom bid? Or is it the scattergun approach? Or is it actually part of our recruitment process? But if this is the case, if we've had 45 million to spend on a centre midfielder, why have we waited until a week into the season to do it? None of it makes any sense. And I do believe we're going to go now and just actually have this scattergun approach to getting midfielders in. The quick fix. It's the bandaid all over it. Midfield's a problem, right? We're going to go and fix this because the fans are on the back now. And the fans, I've got to say, seem to be really, really angry this time. So people are on Graham Potter's back. It's so hard to have a go at Graham Potter because his team that he's got is useless. There's big problems with Álvarez behind the scenes. It's looking like he's going to be going. I know he is for a fact. I can't say where, but a manager and a foreign club actually messaged me personally today to ask about Álvarez. I won't say where, but I can back this up with a text if this deal goes through. So he is definitely going. One thing I said to him was watch out for his attitude because he seems to have fallen out with 3 managers now, in Moyes, Lopetegui and Potter. There just seems to be, I just don't get it, to be honest with you, any of it. Our defence is still woeful. It's not good enough. Wasn't good enough before, at the end of last season. We've gone in with the same defence, so I don't know how it was going to be any better. Our midfield was woeful last year, still the same. But it looks like Brady sort of said, we are in for things, but I don't know what we can do now because it's all right. And we're going to discuss this on the long form pod tomorrow with Addy. Because I thought about this and I've seen so many people now. I've seen Dan Lawless going mad saying, sack the board, and all this. This is stupidity. You can't sack a board. It's impossible. And I kind of agree with Nicky on that as well you can't just sack a board and you need someone to come in and buy us. And who says that they're going to be any better than what we've got? What is the facts is West Ham have spent the 7th most money, 7th or 8th in the last 10 years of the Premier League. So our owners have put in the money. That is a fact. What's wrong with it is how it's being spent because we haven't got the 7th or 8th best team in the Premier League. That is a guaranteed fact. And I know people get on my back here to say, well, you should be getting rid of Sullivan, Brady, etc. I'd like to see if there's a more productive way that we can work together. Because look, none of us were moaning really under Moyes when we were going to Europe and everything was going great. So it can be good. Seemed like the manager was stronger. He had a plan. He had a way of going forward. Without a doubt, we need to get back to that. And look, David Moyes done it quite quickly, so it can be done. There is clearly big problems, and I think the problem is we always stick band-aids on everything, like we're going to do now with this midfield, and then it looks okay for a while until the cracks appear again. That's what we got to get away from, because our club is becoming a laughing stock. It's not run right, as I say, from top to bottom. We kind of need to rebuild the bottom to go to the top. Our training ground needs to be rebuilt. We need to have a process, and people will point to, well, we tried Steiden last year and it didn't work. That, I suppose that's Sullivan's argument to this. But maybe it didn't work because he didn't have a scouting network. Maybe he didn't have the right tools involved. What's Nobes' job at the club? We kind of don't really hear of Nobes anymore. He was kind of there to bridge the fans. And I think there's got to be a way that the ownership and the fan base could have got to meet somewhere to be able to do it. Because look, I don't also agree that the fans are right on everything. Fans get a lot of things wrong. Let's be honest with you, they got Moyes wrong. Got it massively wrong. Because look where we are. But we were promised this exciting breed of football, and we went for the cheap options in Lopetegui, and then a cheaper option again in Potter, and it doesn't work. But anyway, this was kind of just me getting on here to vent, because I started thinking about West Ham and it started ruining my day again. We will have the longer form pod with Addy tomorrow, where we're going to discuss this in depth. But please fire over any questions. And if anyone wants to come on the longer form pod, please, you might have a completely different view to me, and I'd actually like that. I'd more appreciate it. I'd like to see more West Ham fans get together and have a chat and see what we can do to maybe help the club, maybe come up with a good idea that we can put to the owners. Anyway, if you haven't yet, subscribe. This is Mr. Moon has left the building. Me, Sam. I'll see you all later.